What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, World Boxing Council, better known as the WBC, President Mauricio Suleiman, and board of 32 members have now come up to an agreement and an understanding that they know four-division world champion, Mexican superstar boxer, who's the undisputed super middleweight world champion, Saul Canelo Álvarez, doesn't have much interest in a showdown with former undefeated two-time WBC super middleweight world champion, David the Mexican Monster Benavidez. So they're now trying to give Canelo Álvarez a little push. As I told you guys earlier, that David Benavidez's team, Samson Lickwick, has come out and stated that they've been informed by Canelo Álvarez's team that they won't be facing Canelo Álvarez anytime soon, even though David Benavidez is the WBC mandatory challenger. And so now Mauricio Suleiman has come out and he stated that the WBC plans to make a decision in March, that Canelo Álvarez, they know, has a fight coming up May 4th, Cinco de Mayo weekend, and he has a fight coming up September 14th, Mexican Independence Day weekend. But if David Benavidez is not in the plans, then they're going to take action, meaning that they're going to strip Canelo Álvarez of his title if he doesn't engage in a conversation and negotiations with David Benavidez for a serious fight. And as I told you guys, it comes off to me as Canelo Álvarez is just doing his due diligence by even having the slightest bit of conversation with David Benavidez, right? So they're just doing their due diligence to have a conversation with David Benavidez to, say that they are trying to negotiate. But now what happens is now they're trying to uphold this conversation, right? Meaning that they're trying to hold Canelo Álvarez to making this fight, not just having a conversation about making a fight, but actually making the fight happen, right? And so now the WBC is stating that, Canelo Álvarez has to go into negotiations and make a decision by March, or he's going to be stripped of his title. Canelo Álvarez has grown bigger than the sanction bodies, and he has a very close relationship with the WBC. But at one point in time, he had a rocky relationship with the WBC to the point where he didn't want to even hold the belt, touch the belt, represent the belt, nothing to do with the WBC title, right? And so with that said, Canelo Álvarez, who is 60 wins, 2 losses, 2 draws, 39 big wins by way of knockout, 33 years of age. Canelo Álvarez and his team, oddly enough, have stated that they're not hesitant to fight David Benavidez, but they have to be strategic in their approach to who Canelo Álvarez fights because he's in the twilight of his career at 33 years of age. And why would they be afraid to fight David Benavidez when they fought Floyd Mayweather? Well, it's two different things, completely. Floyd Mayweather is 5'8" with a 72-inch arm reach and started his career at 126 pounds, became a world champion at 130, 135, 140, 147, and 154, 5-division champion. But Floyd Mayweather was a smaller guy, and Floyd Mayweather was 36 going on 37 when they fought him, and he came up in weight to fight Canelo Álvarez, who is 5'8" with a 70-inch arm reach. I told you guys, the size in this equation never gets talked about, but when it comes to Devin Haney and Gervonta Tank Davis, everybody talks about size difference. But when it comes to David Benavidez and Canelo Álvarez, nobody talks about the size difference simply because they equate the fact that David Benavidez never missed weight. But he's still enormous for the division, right? So he has a 5-pound head start already on Canelo Álvarez, just like you would claim that Devin Haney has a 5-pound head start on Gervonta Tank Davis fighting at 140 and Tank Davis fighting at 135. Although they both fought at 140. They have the same amount of fights at 140. But David Benavidez is 6'2" with a 75-inch arm reach and rehydrated to 195 pounds, which means he gained 27 pounds from in a day, right? And so Canelo Álvarez is a smaller guy, and he's looking at it from that standpoint. But the fact that he's saying that he fought Floyd Mayweather, so they're not hesitant, that means that's an indication that they'll fight anybody. Well, that's not an indication that you'll fight anybody, because Styles may fight. Floyd Mayweather is not a knockout artist, okay? He's not going to knock you out. Floyd Mayweather is, a pure boxer, and he was long in the tooth and a smaller guy. David Benavidez is 27 years of age. He's 6'2" with a 75-inch arm reach, which means that he's 4.5 inches taller than Canelo Álvarez, right? He's 5.5 inches taller than Canelo Álvarez. He has a 5-inch arm reach advantage over Canelo Álvarez, and he rehydrates to 195. So Canelo Álvarez is probably going to rehydrate to 180, right? Maybe 182, right? Because against Floyd Mayweather, they fought at 152, but he rehydrated to 170 or 171, right? So he rehydrated at least 18 pounds. So let's say he does rehydrate 18 pounds from 168. That's 78, about 75. About 80, 85, 185, right? 183, something around there. And Dave Benavidez, 195. But the fact that he'll be 10 pounds heavier, 5 inches taller with a 5-inch arm reach advantage, that's what they don't like. And he's very durable. He's very aggressive. He can take a punch. He comes forward, and he don't mind, letting his hands go. He has an extremely high work rate. He has extremely fast hands. He don't have one-punch knockout power, but he's a duration puncher. It's over a period of time, he just breaks you down. And they know they don't like that style matchup. The style of they're going to be chosen opponent for May 4th is going to be Jamal Charlo. And this is a heads up the WBC is giving Canelo Álvarez. And Jamal Charlo is 6 feet tall with a 74-inch arm reach. But he has one fight above 160 pounds. He's been inactive, right? So he's tailor-made for what they're looking for. Jamal Charlo has fought in 3 years. By the time they fight in May, he would have been out the ring for 1 month short of 3 years, fighting one time in 3 years. June of 2021 was the last time he fought until his fight November 25th against Jose Benavidez Jr., which is David Benavidez's little brother. So by the time he fights Canelo in May, he'll be a month short of 3 years, only having one fight. And he had that one fight was at 165 catchweight above 160. So he historically fought at 154 and 160 throughout his career. Yes, he's taller than Canelo. He has a longer arm reach than Canelo, but he's not as active as David Benavidez. He don't have the work rate of David Benavidez. He don't have the aggression and the hunger that David Benavidez has, and he hasn't been active as far as fighting. And he just fought a similar style in his identical twin brother in Jamal Charlo, September 30th. Now, their fighting style is slightly different, and Jamal is slightly bigger, as Jamal is 5'11.5" with a 73.5-inch arm reach. So he's a half-inch shorter and a half-inch arm reach disadvantage. Or you want to say Jamal Charlo is a half-inch taller with a half-inch arm reach advantage, right? Jamal Charlo has a much more consistent, sturdy jab than Jamal Charlo, but their physical attributes like their hand speed and their foot speed and those things are pretty much the same. So he knows and he's familiar with what to expect from Jamal Charlo, who's been way less active than Jamal Charlo. right? David Benavidez, you don't know what he's going to bring to Canelo Álvarez, period. And they don't like that. Well, they know what he's going to bring, but they don't like it. So the WBC is claiming that in March, if he don't make a decision, that they're going to plan to strip him. They're going to give him a pass for the May fight because he's going to tell him he's fighting Jamal Charlo in May. He'll revisit the negotiations with David Benavidez in September, and they're going to give him a pass. But they're claiming that they're going to strip him in March if he don't make the decision to fight David Benavidez in May. Well, we know Canelo Álvarez plays by his own rules, not nobody else's. And if the WBC keep pressing like they did before, he'll walk away from their sanctioned body altogether. And he don't mind collecting all the belts except for the WBC belt because he's considered still undisputed. So let's see how this unfolds and plays out. But that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. That's all I got for y'all. I'm gone. Peace.